as Rangers manager. This is Sky Sports News HQ. The news comes just hours before Rangers play tonight. We'll be live to Ibrox and we'll have all the Premier League news too. We're with Jose Mourinho, Arsene Wenger and Brendan Rodgers.
We start at Rangers, where Ali McCoist's tenure as the manager appears to be coming to an end. Let's get the very latest now from Charles Patterson at Ibrox.
Well, we understand that Ali McCoist has indeed tendered his resignation to the Rangers board today. This is a story that began to break earlier on in the day, and we have now had it verified. We do also understand that McCoist is due to attend tonight's league match between Queen of the South and Rangers at Palmerston Park in Dumfries. He conducted yesterday's pre-match media conference, and there was no hint of this decision that has come since. As it stands, there has been no official comment from Rangers Football Club. It remains to be seen whether McCoist will speak either before or after tonight's game. But just to reiterate, the big breaking news coming out of Rangers today is that Ali McCoist, as we understand it, has indeed tendered his resignation.
McCoist was asked about his future at the Rangers press conference last Friday following a defeat to Allah in the Challenge Cup, and this is what he had to say.
Everybody has times in their jobs where they have better times, good times and not so good times. Wednesday was not such a good time, putting it mildly. But as I said, and things do go through your mind, I'd be lying to you if I said otherwise, but at the same time, you do come back to earth and realise that you can't lose your focus. And the focus is and always has been getting us back to the top flight. And as I say, I think we've got a job to do. Like I said all along, I've said for a good number of years now that the job is to get the team back to the top flight and back to where we feel we belong. That hasn't altered at all. My focus hasn't altered. We're always aware that would certainly be a bumpy ride and be a lot of hiccups along the way. That's certainly proved to be the case and is proving to be the case. But we can't allow ourselves to take away from the complete focus of getting us back to the top flight.
McCoist has said before that he wouldn't quit. This was him speaking to us back in February 2012 after a meeting with administrators. Our reporter Jerry McCulloch was asking the questions.
Ali, at any point in the last couple of weeks have you thought about walking away from this?
Not at all. Absolutely not at all. This is my club, the same as it is thousands and thousands of Rangers supporters, and we don't do walking away.
Joining us now, former Rangers striker Derek Johnstone. Derek, first of all, what is your reaction?
Well, basically I was shocked, like an awful lot of Rangers fans. I'm shocked that this has happened. You heard Ali saying there, and he has said it for the last 18 months, that, you know, he's a job to do. He certainly wasn't going to be walking away. He was looking forward to taking Rangers back to where they belong in the Premiership. So it's hit me very badly today. The only thing I can think of, you know, yesterday at the press conference, there was nothing said, there was no indications. So something has obviously happened between yesterday afternoon and this morning, you know, for Ali to tender his resignation. And remember, he's offered his resignation. It hasn't been accepted yet. You know, he's taking the team tonight, so I just wonder if somebody's been a wee bit hasty in bringing this out. Now, what happens? Do the board now wait and see how Rangers get on? If they drop any points tonight, do after the game they say, well, we're accepting his resignation? Or if he gets a good victory and plays well, they say, no, we're not accepting it. You know, we'll find it out, hopefully, after tonight's game.
Well, I mean, he has been through so much with the club, hasn't he? I mean, you know, probably no manager's been through more, really, with a club. I mean, it must be something significant then that's happened, something hugely significant.
Well, it is. It takes an awful lot to get Ali upset because he is thick-skinned. As most people know Ali, that's exactly how he is. And he's taken an awful lot, you know, from a certain amount of fans, you know, as well as board members and everybody. They've all had a dig at him, but, you know, he keeps his head held high and he's focused on what Rangers to do. He needs Rangers back in the top division next season, and that's the way he was going. So I think this has shocked everybody. So it must have taken something really bad for Ali to come to this decision.
Of course, he's a Rangers legend, isn't he? As a record scorer, goal scorer. You played with him at Ibrox. The club does mean so much to him. How hard will this decision have been for him?
Well, it was my record he beat all these years ago, so I wasn't very happy with him then. But he's been magnificent for Rangers for nigh on 3 decades. And I think the treatment he received by some fans, we'll have to say, after the Hearts game at Tynecastle a few weeks ago was ridiculous. It was personal, and I don't think he deserved that at all. Yes, you might not like some of the things that Ali does, but he doesn't deserve all the verbal stuff that he's getting from the Rangers fans. So, well, it's now come to a head now, and we don't know why he's left, but hopefully that will be made clear after the game. But he's been a great man for Rangers Football Club for all these years. He's got Rangers through the hard times, as you said there. Yes, of any Rangers manager, he's had the worst time to be the manager, but he's got through it. And it's just a shame, if he does go, that he can't see Rangers through to the Premiership if they make it at the end of the season.
Of course, there is an argument that this may well be in the best interest of the club going forward. I mean, is that an argument that you would have some time for?
Well, I don't know if it's the best. This is the right time to change a manager. I think he knows all the players. I think the players respect him. I mean, you hear stories up here about, you know, the supporters, that he's lost the dressing room and stories like that. But the players love Ali McCoist, but obviously not enough because they're not performing on the park. I mean, it's an old saying in football that players get managers the sack, and it is true. Well, the players are doing that just now. There's only so much you can tell a player before he crosses that white line. Once he goes over that white line, then these players have to do it as a unit. But on many occasions, certainly this season, that hasn't happened for him. So, unfortunately, that's the job you go into. You're the one that carries the can for your players, and this may well be the case today.
If he were to go, is there an outstanding candidate? I mean, who would you like to see replace him?
Well, I hate talking about replacements because he is still, as far as I can see, the Rangers manager. But I'll tell you what, they won't be short of applications for this job because it is a massive job. No matter where Rangers have been in the last 2.5 years or where they are now, it's still a massive club. It's got, you know, they will sell out 50,000 every home game. If the Rangers feel the right people are running the club and they've got a man in charge who's going to take the team forward, then this is a massive club to be with. So I don't think there's any firm favourites at this moment in time, but you can bet your boots there'll be a lot of applications for the job, should Ali decide to go.
Massive club, but the financial problems have been massive as well, aren't they, and are ongoing. I mean, can another manager do better?
Well, that's the question you would need to ask the people in charge. I think Ali's been there for, 2.5, 3 years now, and he's only been able to sign 2 players for money. You know, and everyone else has been Bosmans. So naturally, I don't think the players that he's brought in were the ones that he would wanted to have brought in the first place. But because of the financial restrictions, you know, he's had to bring them in. Don't get me wrong, it's still a very, very experienced squad that he's got. But I don't know if anybody else would come in could do any better, because if players respect the manager, then they give their all for him. Sometimes it's not good enough, and it has been that, you know, in several games this season. So whether another man can come in and get Rangers up that league and win the league, or at least get them into the Premiership next season, you know, we'll have to wait and see about that.
Derek, thank you very much indeed for your time this afternoon.
You're welcome, Chris.
So confirmation of what has been a difficult season for Rangers. They are second in the Scottish Championship, 9 points behind the leaders Hearts. One team automatically promoted to the Scottish Premiership. Oh, there's a far cry from the scenes of celebration back in May when Rangers won the League One title, their second consecutive promotion after going into liquidation and being demoted to the bottom tier of Scottish football. So McCoist's record as the Rangers manager, he's been in charge for 125 league games. Rangers have won 94 of those, drawn 18 and lost 13. They've scored 306 goals, conceded just 88 and have an overall win rate of 75%. McCoist was officially appointed Rangers manager in June 2011. He went on to lead the club to the Scottish Third Division title in 2013 with 83 points, 24 points ahead of the runners-up Peterhead. And he secured back-to-back promotions after leading Rangers to the Scottish League One title, completing the league campaign unbeaten.
There's clearly been difficult times at the club over the last few seasons. And Ali has steered the club through a very difficult period in the club's history. And if he's felt it's been necessary to tender his resignation, it's certainly going to be a hint of sadness that it's come to that things haven't worked out. I'm sure Ali didn't take the decision lightly. He's clearly thought hard about it. All I can say is if he has tendered his resignation, then I think every Rangers fan would take the opportunity to thank him very much for what he's done for Rangers Football Club over the years and wish him and his family well for the future.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a legendary goal scorer, wasn't he, for you? But as a manager, he was kind of a bit of stability, wasn't he, through all this appalling turmoil you've been through?
Well, he was certainly a figure of stability through some difficult times, and unfortunately, I'm sure he would have that things would have worked out differently. There's not many people would have stuck with the club through such turmoil. He did so, and we thank him very much for that.